Hey guys, it's Kirk from Forever Homestead. Let's talk deja vu. Generac deja vu. Alright, so if you've been following our channel, you know that we're off grid. And we have a Generac, the Ecogen, the 15 kilowatt Ecogen. Last year, almost a year ago, the unit was completely rebuilt. Basically it blew up. I'll put a card up here so you can watch that video. And here we are a year later. Started the generator 4 o'clock this morning so we could do battery maintenance today, which is kind of an all-day process in the winter. Came out here at about 8 o'clock to top up the batteries with water, and I heard a funny noise from the generator. Never a good thing. Anyway, so I came over and I smelt, not really sure what it was, like electrical-ish kind of stuff. And it was making a weird noise, so I did open the generator up, and out of the stator back there, there was giant sparks coming out of the stator. So I called the maintenance guy today, and he's coming out. I called the electrician today, and he's coming out this afternoon. He's in town on another call. He seems to think it's the rotors that are gone on it, but I'm losing my patience. It's been not even a year, and this generator is completely rebuilt, and here we are not even a year later worrying about having to rebuild it again, and the prospect of having to use our little tiny generator to hobble through winter. I'm at the end of my line here. So anyway, I hope it's a quick fix, but I'll keep you updated. He's called me. He's major rush today, so he's called me and asked me if I can start to disassemble the generator, take the back covers, all that kind of stuff off, to save him some time. He says it's probably not covered under warranty, which would really make me mad, but not at him. He's a great guy, but if I could save some time in the overall cost of the thing, then I'll do it. I'll do what I can to get it ready. Anyway, I'll check back in a bit. So let's have a little talk about off-grid living. Everyone always seems to think that it's brilliant, right? That you're getting free power and, screw the man and all that kind of stuff. But that's not always the case. Here we are in mid-December, and as you can tell, it's not sunny out. It's overcast. The solar panels, I've cleared them this morning as best I can, because we're in bad shape right now. Our backup generator has died again. Our solar panels are not producing. Our battery voltage is currently at about 45 volts. Our backup generator is out of gas, and of course, even though I filled up the tanks yesterday, we accidentally left them in the trunk of the car, and my wife left. So there's no gas for the generator, which is stupid planning. I get it, but when shit happens, it happens real and it happens fast. So we're about to lose power to the house, which isn't the end of the world. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we've got backup, like our wood boiler's running, our wood stove we can light up. We have battery backups that we could plug circulators into, and that'll get us by for a little bit. The problem is that it just seems that when you think you're finally got a handle on things, then everything falls apart. And everyone is yelling at me saying that I should connect back to the grid, and by everyone I mean my brother. And sometimes I agree. Sometimes I think connecting back to the grid is the answer to all solutions. Bite the bullet and spend that 50 grand. We have another 5 years before our return on investment going off grid pays for itself. I don't know if I can live another 5 years. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can get this, if I can hobble through today, and maybe be in better spirits and maybe I'll make a video on off-grid living. Anyway, talk to you later. Alright, so it's the next day. Things aren't looking great for our generator at this point. Appears we blew the bearing. So you can see here, this is the cover of the bearing. In there, you can see all the bearings there and the little covers. The little pieces of metal I found were actually the cover of this contraption here. You can see some damage on the flywheel there, and it's just a disaster. It's there's part number right here though. I wonder if that will help me in the future here. Anyway, I called the service technician yesterday. He came out, took a look at the boiler, and said, you know, the bearings are shot and need to be replaced. So he called Generac, and of course Generac says that our warranty is expired January of last year. This is December, so almost a year ago, which is frustrating to me because every component in this generator is less than a year old now. And if you think about it, this year, you know, years of warranty doesn't make sense on a generator. Normally the generator warranties are based on hours. And if you base this generator, it's 1,400 hours, or about 1,500 hours it is run. And usually the standard of these things is about 3,000 hours, so we're not even halfway through our warranty. I'm extremely frustrated. When I called into Generac yesterday to ask about this, they did open up a review, so they might be doing good on their product. But we'll see how that comes. I'm a little bit upset right now because we are, you know, in the middle of winter, and our batteries are in bad shape and our generator is dead, and I'm really kind of sick and tired of this throwaway world that we live in where, oh yeah, you know, we're just going to build it to last you a few years and then you can throw away the $7,000 generator and buy a new one. But anyway, I'm going to wait to hear back from Generac, and I'll update you. Alright, so we are back out at the generator. It is middle of January, I think like the 14th or 13th or something like that. We're still without our generator, so it's been almost 6 weeks. Sorry, almost 7 weeks, I think. It took over 2 weeks to get the parts here. You can see the case behind me. I am so fed up. I am so fed up with this generator. I am so fed up with Generac. Like, living off grid is hard enough as it is, but when, you know, your winter season is, you know, 12 weeks, and for 6 or 7 of it you're running on a little tiny backup generator. Now that thing is Canadian Tire. I think it was like $500 or something like that, and it's been spectacular. It's like we don't worry about that one at all. I mean, it does have about 400 hours on it over the last 2 years just from all these generator breakdowns, but I need to give it a little tune-up now. But anyway, the Generac here, you can see the rotor and the stator are here, the old ones. I don't know if I can show you here or not. So you can see that it's frozen into the ground. So there's the bearing, just shot completely. And that has done, yeah, of course it's covered in snow now, but it's just fried out this whole side of the rotor there, which also of course damaged the stator. So we're working on getting these things back in. I will uncover this and then come back to you. Give me a second here. Okay, so we have the new rotor on there. If you look at the end here, oh. So the new bearing, all of this is new. This cover, the bearing, rotor, stator. So we were working on it for about 6 hours yesterday and getting all that in, and then freezing rains hit. So hopefully he's able to come back today. The service technician, who's been really great through all this. Nothing bad to say about him at all. But Generac itself is a whole nother story. So what's left to get on here is we have to get the brushes on, clean up wiring, get the exhausts and shrouds and all that kind of stuff back on. I'm hoping he comes out today. He's asked me to do a little bit of get some of the mechanical, or sorry, some of the shrouds and stuff back on, just to save him some time. But we'll see what I can get done, and we'll see if he can come back out. I'm not going to hook up. I have the main electrical pulled out of the generator and temporarily wired into this one. I'm not going to pull that back apart until I know that he's coming out today. Because if I have to run this again tonight, I don't want to have to rewire the whole thing. But anyway, I'm going to start working on this and go from there. Alright, so we got new brushes here. These are just spring-loaded. Not sure, some kind of ferrite, carbon something or other. I'm not sure what those are made out of, but they just ride. You can see there's 3 little tracks on the rotor here, 1, 2, 3, and these things just ride along those, and then your electrical connections hooked to the back here. I have to put the camera down to install it, but I'll show you once one's on. So there's the one side installed, so it just bolts in 2 little bolts, and then the wires just push onto the outside, solderless connection kind of things, and then be same on this side. So, all right, so we're back together almost. The end cover has to go on here, and then there's 2 top panels. I have to wait for the electrician now because he just asked me to get all the case and shroud and stuff back on. But he's gonna torque that bolt up that holds the stator or the rotor inside the stator and this fan on. So I'll get him to torque that up. Yeah, and then there's just a couple cross supports to go on and stuff. But I'm going to, while I have it open, it's pretty much time for the maintenance anyway. So I'm going to put the new plugs in, filters, all that kind of stuff, check the valve clearances. And then once we get it running, I'll warm it up and I'll change the oil. But do a little bit more, and fingers crossed that the electrician's here shortly. Hey guys, so it is January 15th, 2022, and our generator is finally back up. So it is... Sorry to interrupt your video. So as you can tell behind me, the seasons have changed, and it's been one hell of a winter. Interrupting your video to do a more of a accurate update on the Generac. So shortly after that upload, so I started to edit that video on the Monday or whatever day the generator was fixed. We ran it for 6 days and it died again. This time we blew up the AVR, which is this component here. So we didn't even get a week out of the fix. The video was actually scheduled to go live the day that the generator died, so I quickly pulled the video and made a couple of phone calls to Generac. And they weren't good ones, they weren't happy ones. Needless to say, I was at the end of my patience. I told Generac that no more, we're not fixing this stupid thing. You know, each time we fix it, we're putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. It's a broken piece of crap. So they ran all that up the chain. I threatened social media channels and stuff like that. Didn't have to yell and scream too much. They ran it up the chain, and then Generac called me back and gave me 2 options. They'd either fix the generator again, which I blatantly refused, or they said it'd be 2 or 3 months and they'd ship us out a new one. I don't know, COVID backlog or whatever it is. So they are shipping us a new one. It's now almost April. I think today actually is April 1st, or April 2nd, something like that. Anyway, the electrician is showing up today with a brand new generator, and we are going to get that installed. I have the old one here all, oops, sorry about that. I have the old one here all ripped apart. I got the gas lines off of it, the electrical off of it. So what we ended up doing is going out and buying a Furman dual fuel generator back in January to get us through until this new generator is installed. I'm going to do a review on this generator. We wanted a dual fuel because we were lugging gas and all that kind of stuff, you know, every other day to fill this thing and run it when we had 500 pounds of propane sitting right there. So we wanted one that ran on propane to get us through the winter. But the electrician should be rolling in any minute now. So I'm going to work with him again and get this generator back installed. The whole process has been horrible. But I'm going to, I'll check back in with you once the new one is installed and running, and I'll give you the complete lowdown on the whole process and what it's taken to get to this stage. But yeah, needless to say, it's been a pretty shitty winter so far as off-grid living and broken generator. But talk to you in a minute. All right, so here we are. Electrician just left. We have the new generator installed. It's the same model as the last one, but you can see that the AVR is gone now. So apparently when this one turns on, it just runs full throttle, 3600 RPM, and doesn't do the variable speed thing, and that is the new model. I guess that AVR caused all kinds of problems, which is right, because that's what broke on us. So we have brand new generator. It didn't cost me anything, even though it was out of warranty. Generac did fix it, and there is warranty on this one according to the online in the documentation there. So I'm a little bit snake bit with this generator, but I'm going to give it a fair shake. Of course, it is like I say, it's April-ish now, beginning of April, and as the skies are now, is kind of what it's normally like. So it's not really going to get a fair shake, fair test until like October, because we don't use it a lot in the summer. But that being said, I'm going to clean up around here. I'm going to have nothing but good thoughts for this generator, and hopefully it serves us for like the next forever. Hope we get a lot of years out of it before there's any problems. We got catching up on videos to do now, because like I say, we've been out of power for months now, and I haven't been it's just been hard to run computers with, you know, bad power and all that kind of stuff. But there's lots of stuff coming up, and we will get you guys all caught up.